Funniest thing I've ever heard. It's 82 degrees outside, so most people would say, yeah, it's pretty warm. Okay, but I'm in Michigan. I'm cold. I'm from the South. 82 in Michigan is fucking cold. What are these people gonna do in the next month or so when it's actually hot? You gonna walk past them. We ain't even hit May yet. We haven't even hit May yet. This is like the second or third warm day we've had. This is actually only the second day above 80 we've had. These boys just walked by here. Man, it's hot out here. I'm going. It's only April 14th. Second day that it's been above 80. From the South. I've been talking to people back down there. They're telling me about how it's been like 87, almost 90. Some places it's hit 90. Talking about it's hot. Boy, you want to learn about hot? Let's take a trip. Don't talk about hot if you ain't been south. Don't talk about hot until you've been to hell. Well, I mean, we say it's God's country, and it really is. It's all God's country, right? Anywhere you go, anywhere you touch land, anywhere, the water that you touch, all of it, it's all God's country. It's God's planet. But, thing is, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We are in the garden. We are in the land below when he cast him down to the land below. Welcome to hell. Anybody caught on yet? Why do you think sinning's so easy? And living right is so hard? When they say the devil went down to Georgia and the devil went to Jamaica, the devil went down to hip hop. Travels all over. I like traveling. It's fun. Just seeing all my nice, pretty things. Volcanoes. The fiery infernos of hell. What is the core of the earth made from? Remind me again. Me and my son were just talking about this like a week ago. Magma? We can't get to it, and we can't actually touch it, and we can't actually send instruments really down into it because it'll melt the shit. The only reason we know what it's made of is because it's gotten cool enough when it's come up. Yeah, it's all a science thing. It's all a science thing. It's like the same as we can't go to the sun. And it's not a matter of the fact we can't reach it, because even if we could reach it, it's too hot. You can't even stand in the sun on Earth for too long without it burning your ass. Can you tell I've been out in it a little bit? My color's coming back. What was cool is I actually got to keep some of my color this winter. It was actually awesome. I'm not as pale as a ghost, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Did I just mix two different restaurants? I don't even fucking know anymore. My brain's so fried. Yeah, you gotta love it when you're from the south and you hear these people in the north when it's barely even fucking warm. When I'm still cold. I feel like, seriously, anybody who's ever seen the movie Little Nicky, when he got sent to Earth from hell, and he got sent to Earth, and he gets up here and he's like, I'm freezing. And Mr. Reeves like, come on, we gotta go get you some clothes. We gotta get you warmed up. And they went to Kmart and got him the big, thick parka coat and the gloves and all that. And they're like, it's like 100 degrees out. It's like 90 degrees. And aren't you hot? Like, where are you from? The South? And he went, yeah, the deep South. And he started laughing because to him it's an inside joke. And they're like, okay. They don't get it. But he did. That's how I feel being up here. Everybody is up here walking around and all nice and warm and toasty and shit, wearing shorts, tank tops. Girl across the street was sunbathing today. And I'm over here going, I got sweatpants on. Actually, I still have 2 layers of pants on. I'm still cold. I have 2 shirts on. I'm barely out of my sweatshirt, and I do mean barely. Because at points in time, if the wind blows just right, I'm still cold. I don't know if it's because I don't feel good, or if it's just because I am adjusted to more warmer climates. Because if you go further south by about 400 or 500 miles, yeah, they are like 10 to 20 degrees warmer down there than we are up here, or where I am at right now up here. And they have been for over a month. So here was 30 degrees, and up there, or down there, was at almost fucking 60. And that's what I'm used to. So when they're down there, and when I'm used to the temperature starting to get warmer, up here, yeah, it looks warm, and my body's saying, oh, we should be able to open the windows. We should be able to go outside. And then I go, this is not right. And I keep telling him, it needs to fucking warm up, because otherwise my ass is going to pack a bag. I'm going to go south for a while until it does warm up up here, because I can't take it. I can't take it. Next downfall is no sooner does it warm up, and I'm finally fucking comfortable and can, like, walk around the house without having to have fucking sweatshirts and shit on. You know, the next downfall? Air conditioning. Because for some reason, I'm the only person on this planet that doesn't seem to need air conditioning before it hits like 90 to 100 degrees. I'm finally getting comfortable. And then people have to go and make it cold again. So now, it's going to be cold in the house. I'm not going to want to be in the house. Because air conditioning. Here's not so bad because there's only one air conditioning unit in the house, and it's in the bedroom. If you want to keep the bedroom door shut, the only room that gets cold really is the bedroom. Downfall. Bathroom's on the other side of the bedroom door. It's on the other side of the fucking bedroom. Got to go through the bedroom to get to the bathroom. So anytime I want to go to the bathroom, guess what I had to do? Walk through a fucking cold bathroom. Like, he's gone for the night. I can turn it off. I can probably go in there and turn it on. Or he can turn it on when he gets home in the morning. And by the time he's ready to go to bed, the bedroom will be all nice and cold for him. But I won't want to go in there. Today, forever there's a problem, you find a solution, and then there's another problem, and you find another solution, but then there's another problem, and another problem, and another problem. You know, I could continue to go with that. And that, unfortunately, is the problem when opposites attract. I like music, and he does too. I just like it more than he does. I like to get lost in music more than he does. He likes TV. He's a movie buff. I don't like watching TV that much. I've spent many years sitting on a fucking couch watching TV. For myself as a child, you know, just because that's what we did as kids. And then I had my own kids, and then I spent years watching movies and TV with my own kids. And then I've been severely sick for the last few years. I'm just getting over it. Like, really, honestly, if you ask just about everybody who fucking knows me, and they'll tell you, I've been sick for a long time. For a very long time. Like, to the point where I've had to have conversations with people that I never wanted to have, that they never wanted to have with me. That hurt, scared them. And then the fact that they're having these conversations with me and I'm just so matter-of-fact about it. I'm sorry. That's not the intention. I was just letting you know what my reality is. I don't want to watch TV all the time anymore. The one thing I love about music, you can damn near take it anywhere you want, especially now. I mean, I've got a hiccup here or there, but yeah, you can take music anywhere. You can find music anywhere. Coming back from the store, I heard 4 different songs and none of them were being played by me. And then there's always music up here going. I have 6 different songs in my head playing all at the same time. So I do though think that people's perspectives. Also did I had to say it out loud because I've said this so many times to so many other people before. When we would hit spring out of winter and it starts warming up and they go, man, it's so fucking hot out here. And I'm going, what are you going to do? This is the beginning. What are you going to do when we get further into spring or when we hit the peak of summer and we're hitting those 90 and 100 degree days? Now, I don't know about Michigan if they really get 90 and 100 degree days because I don't think I was here in the absolute peak of fucking summer. But I do know that Ohio and Kentucky and like damn near every other fucking state in this country has 90 and 100 degree days. I know they do. Shit, some states get up over 100. They get like Texas and that gets 112 and shit. They get some crazy ass high numbers. I mean, there was a heat wave that went through the west side of the country last year right after we went out there with the kids and me and my ex and his kids. Like, I was taking screenshots and sending it back to my boy going, well, I hope they keep you hydrated and cool and shit because there is a heat wave headed your way. Now, we were on our way back, and there was all kinds of mass crazy shit that happened on that trip. Not like to us necessarily, but like around us. Oh, God. There was a piece of a cliff broke off, and there was somebody climbing on it. They got killed. There was, when all those churches were getting shot up and shit, the hospital out, I want to say it was like in Kansas, the guy got mad because he had a back surgery and the doctor promised him that he wouldn't be in pain anymore. And he came out of the surgery and he was just as much pain, if not more pain. So he went into the hospital and he killed a doctor. And I think like shot a nurse or something. Crazy shit. And you know what? That's why most doctors will tell you, well, there's no guarantee that this is going to alleviate your pain. And I know people have had, I don't know if that exact procedure, but they have had back procedures. Now, unless they are repairing something like a broken disc or they're going to put in a fake one, or they're putting a bar in because they're trying to realign your back. At that point, they're not telling you that they're going to alleviate your pain. What they're telling you is you have something that's absolutely fucking broken, and the only way to fix it is to go in there and put this bar in there and straighten your spine out, or this disc, or try to put this fake ligament stuff in here to put some cushioning in between your disc because the ligament that was there is no longer there. Degenerative disc disease and shit like that. No, I don't know what I'm talking about, not at all. But anyways, most doctors won't tell you this is going to take your pain away. Why? Because they learned. You have a 50-50 shot. Gonna help you, it might not. We hope it will. When I had my injections put in, he said, we're gonna try this. It's either gonna help you or it won't. He said, you have as much chance of coming out of this procedure and not having any relief as you do of having relief. If you get relief from it, amazing, great, you can have up to a year. And my doctor's actually proud of me and surprised with me because he knows how much pain I'm in, and he actually suspected me to come back and was surprised I didn't come back faster. Instead, I pushed my shit out because I only have 3 injections. I am down 2 of those. I have 1 motherfucking injection left. My first one I pushed out for 1.5 years. This one I've almost pushed out for a year, and I'm trying to push it out just a little bit longer, but trust me, believe, it is fucking wearing off. It is pretty much worn off. And it was taking everything in me just to fucking deal. The one in my ankle that he fucking gave me, I got that back in October, September. I don't know, it was back last fall. I got the one in my ankle, and it helped. It helped for a while, but I'm due for another one of them, and I think when I get this one, I'm about to have him put them in both of them this time, because both ankles fucking hurt. But my right one really hurts. For those of you who don't know, I have a chip of bone that sits on a fucking nerve in my ankle from where I fractured my ankle when I was a kid. And it's just sitting there. It's on x-rays. There is evidence of it. I'm not bullshitting. Do you really want evidence? It happened at a track and field day when I went to Jane Hoop Elementary. A friend of mine's mom is the one that ended up taking me home, and then I went to the hospital later that night when my parents got off and got it x-rayed. I had fractured my ankle. Actually, it looks like almost like a triangle chipped out of the ball of my ankle. And that little triangle chip moved over and sits on a nerve. Only it's shifted over the years now to where it's like almost right on top. Because it's just floating in free space in my fucking ankle. It hurts. You can imagine what that would feel like to have just a little free piece of floating. You ever had a splinter? You ever had a bone splinter? Have you had a tooth pulled? Imagine that. In your fucking ankle, and they refuse to go in and take it out. Well, because I'm still walking. Why would they? Why would they do an unnecessary procedure? They do them all the fucking time for other people. If I had this, oh, I bet he'd do it in a heartbeat. Well, yes, we must do that. It's absolutely of importance. You have money, you can pay me. I don't have that. I'm on Medicaid. Does it inhibit her ability to walk? Oh, she's still walking. And every pain, every day, every step, every movement, I want to cut into my own ankle. Find that damn little fucking piece of bone. I want to cut it out of my own leg. Doctors won't do it. I'll do it myself. I want to show you guys this guy's new leg. It's fucking beautiful. Right now it's a practice leg. He's getting ready to get his new one. His actual, like, main prosthetic. But he's rocking it. He's fucking getting used to it. He's only had it a little while. I think he's a rock star. I think it's amazing. I always love seeing people who got knocked down get back up. And he's been out here working it all. And that's the kind of shit that I talk about. Well, if you think it is hot now, what are you going to do when it gets hotter? And in the same aspect, if you think it's a little bumpy now, what are you going to do when you start going over those big ass potholes if you can't handle a few little speed bumps? What are you going to do if you get caught out on that fucking country dirt road that ain't had fucking gravel or been refilled in years? If you can't handle a paved road with a little speed bump, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna stop dead and be like, well, I can't drive this. I don't know how to drive on a road like that. It's still a road. You just gotta learn how to maneuver those divots that have been dug into it, where it's been washed out some from the rain. Be a little bit more careful. And you might even have to go up off on the side some. Just make sure that you don't go into a drainage ditch. Pay attention. But you can still keep on going. Go a little slower. I mean, if you really ain't comfortable going that way, you can always back on up. Back that thing up. Find a different route. Go around. Still get to the same location. Might take you a little longer. Hey, it might actually save you some time. Might be a little smoother. Then again, it might take you on some windy-ass motherfucker that you were better off being on that dirt road that was going to cut you right through. You just didn't know what to do because you never had to ride on a road that had divots like that before. You didn't know that you could just go up on the grass because you were always told that you needed to stay on the road. They never taught you how to go off. Just a little. You don't have to go all the way off. You don't have to go off into the, like, left or right field. You have to go off a little bit. Just into the grass. You know, like if you're going to pull over on the side of the road and, like, stop. For boys, it would usually be so they could stop and go pee, but girls usually can hold it until we find a gas station or something. Or, like, if you were going to get out and just enjoy the view. Please, guys, please don't stop. Don't forget to stop and enjoy the view. Please don't. It is the one thing that is annoying me on almost every fucking trip that was supposed to be a vacation above anything. But I've been on all these road trips, right? And in my head, I'm like, okay, well, you're talking about this, and you talk about all the places we go along the way. We'll stop here, and we're going to see this and this. Then we get in the car, and then everybody else in the car is like, well, I just want to get there. Can we just get there? I'm like, but I thought we were going to stop here, and we were going to take pictures, and we were going to stop here, and we were going to take pictures, and I thought we were going to stop along the way. Well, no, that's going to take up too much time. You know, there's a whole reason on why we plan shit out. And it pisses me the fuck off that when we make a game plan for something, and then it comes time for it, it is usually not me that decides, oh, well, I think I'd rather do something else. 9 times out of 10, it ain't me. Sometimes I might have to cancel plans because I don't feel good. And on that aspect, I do apologize. I'm sick. Chronically ill. But, like, it's one thing if you cannot fit, like, one trip, a friend had never been somewhere before, and she had this list of and it was a lot of stuff that she wanted to try to do. Okay, but I told her, we're not going to be able to do all that. I'm telling you, we're not going to be able to do that. You need to pick a few things. And then once we got there, she realized, okay, we're not going to be able to do everything. One, if you try to, you're going to break your bank account. Because, like, each thing you want to do is, like, $25 a person. Pick 1 or 2 things. 2, you don't think about that each thing that you want to do is going to probably take at least an hour, and you have 50 things on your thing, and we're only going to be there for really like 2 days. That literally would take up every hour of the 2 days that we were there. When would we sleep? When would we go sit and chill at the beach? So, pick 1 or 2 things. To even do each day, 1 or 2 things. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to let you know I've been there before. I understand that there's all that shit that you want to try to do. But this is one of those places that you would have to repeatedly go back to in order to do all the things. You're never going to be able to go and do it all in one trip. People live there their entire lives and don't get to do all the things that you're talking about doing. Wait, what? Yeah. People live there their entire lives. I'm like, I've never done that before. Never thought about that. Right. Some people don't think about that. I was like, so pick. What's like the number 1 or 2 things you really want to do? Old time photos, Ferris wheel. Those are like standard on when me and her go on our girls trip. And when she goes with her family and that, they do old time photos and the Ferris wheel. It's a thing. When I go with her, we do those. Old time photos is like our souvenirs. Ferris wheel. She always takes a damn picture of me when we're up at the fucking top because she knows I don't really like heights, but I will do it for certain people. Certain people. There's certain things I will do for certain people, and then other people get mad. Well, we won't. You don't do that for me. I don't like doing it for her. I like that song. What he didn't do. I can't remember who's singing it right now. Miranda Lambert, maybe? Maybe. Might be. But I don't think that's who it is. I'd have to look it up. But, the name of the song is What He Didn't Do. It's a country song, but I like it. Seriously, there's things that you will do for one person that you won't do for anybody else. There's certain people I will keep my mouth shut for. And other people I won't. There's other people who I absolutely will run my motherfucking mouth in a heartbeat if you even think to try to ask me to keep my mouth shut. Oh, hell no. And I don't care. That one person who I keep my mouth shut for on every other fucking aspect, there are certain things that even then I won't keep my mouth shut on. I won't. And he could be like, you know, when you're around this person, please don't bring up this subject. And I'll be like, if it doesn't get brought up around me first, I will be nice and I won't bring it up. But if it gets brought up in my company, I have every fucking right to say my piece about it. Fair? I feel that's very fair. And if you don't like that, well, kiss my ass. This cheek, and the 2 I'm sitting on. I'll bear it. Love ya. I'll keep my mouth shut about 90% of shit when just for you. But there is some things. Here, let me open my fucking mouth about them. And I don't care who it is. Your mama, your brother, your sister, God and fucking self. Oh, let God come down here on some things. I am still waiting on that motherfucker to bring his ass down here, walk up these goddamn motherfucking steps, sit in this motherfucking chair right here. We'll turn it around. He can fucking face me. Here. Look. See the chair? See me? I'm waiting. Come on, God. Where are you? We need to have a conversation. I need some answers. And I'm sick of this talking to me through spirit world shit. I would really like it if you could, you know, just go snap and make yourself a fucking body. And go ahead, do it right here. Just go snap and show up right here in front of me. That'll prove to me that you're real. That's what everybody keeps telling me that you did for Adam, right? And Eve? Well, no, you took the rib from Adam to make Eve. But that's what you did for Adam. Why didn't you just make snap, poof, let there be man? Well, if you can do that for humans, well, then you can do that for yourself. And yeah, I don't think you're too motherfucking good to do it. Actually, I think that you're fucking pretty pathetic if that's what you think about yourself. That you are too good, that you have to stay up there in that motherfucking sky, and that you can't come down here and have a goddamn motherfucking conversation with somebody and answer some goddamn questions about some of the questionable ass shit that you got going on. Huh? Mr. God himself. Let's have some questions to answer. You know, you got all your little workers always hitting up my inbox and popping up on my Facebook. What's God's work? So the question I heard today was, or I read today was, How was it phrased? Oh man. Something about if something happened, would you still believe in God? Oh, if you hit hard times or something like that, would you still believe in God? And all these people are going, yes, 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 I would. I went, y'all need to realize something. You want to know when most people find God the most? When they hit hard times. They don't go looking for God when they're being blessed. They go looking for God when they have questions. They go looking for God when they don't understand what's going on in their lives. Or not necessarily their lives, but maybe somebody close to them's lives. You go looking for God when a loved one gets diagnosed with cancer, and because you never stepped foot in the church beforehand, but all of a sudden your daughter, your mother, your sister, your brother, your husband, your wife got that diagnosis. Well, now you're stepping in that church, ain't you? Now you're on your knees. Now you're begging God, please. Now you're asking why. Now you found God, didn't you? You either found God, or if you already had God, it's because you already went through something. See, troubles either do one of two things when it comes to God. It'll bring you closer to Him, or it'll make you say, fuck you. One of two. It's made me do both. But I was born with God, so I mean, I was started status quo with God. I didn't have to find Him. I was born to Him. I was born to the church. I was born to religion. I was born to God. I started status quo. And as I got older, I started questioning things. When you say this, then they do this. Or they say that you say do this, but then the same people are telling me don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't kill, are lying, cheating, stealing, killing. The preacher has said don't lie. When the cops showed up to pick up his sons because they broke in and were trying to steal or were stealing from the record store. Now this is so many years back, and yes, they got busted. Okay, but the preacher who said don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't kill. When his son snuck out, broke into a record store, got busted, ran from the cops, came back home, not to mention one of them broke their arm. And the cops showed up because they followed the trail home back to the house. He said, well, this is where the trail came. He said, well, I don't know, my kids are in bed. And the cops walked back there and they saw the kids were in bed. Now, damn well my daddy knew what his sons had done. But he did what any daddy does. Covered their asses. And again, yes, the boys got caught. They didn't get caught because my dad turned them in. They got caught because they were dumbasses. I don't know if there was video, fingerprints, or whatever the fuck it was that was back in the fucking 80s. But there was something. They got caught. They went to juvenile detention camp things, whatever. And the third one, I don't think anything ever actually happened to him because I think the older two took the blame. I don't think they ever ratted out that third one was involved. But he was. They took him with them. He was only 9, you really can't blame him. He was just going along for the ride. But bet that preacher, don't lie, lied his ass off. Mr. Love Thy Neighbor turned around and said some bad words about somebody of another color, when he had absolutely no right, because, sir, you had colored skin in you too, so how you gonna talk about somebody else that has color in them? That was naughty. That was mean, and that was wrong, and you wonder why I stopped listening to what you had to say. Because I did listen when you said, love thy neighbor. I listened when you said, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't kill. When I stopped listening was when you decided that you weren't going to actually teach what you preached. And the same went for your wife. She was a Sunday school teacher. She was teaching the same things. Well, no, she was supposed to be teaching the same things. She wasn't. She was teaching what's good for the goose isn't good for the gander. Which actually isn't a bad rule. It's exactly what she taught me. What's good for the goose is not good for the gander. Yeah, I know what the saying is. It's not what she taught. It's what she was trying to teach. It's not what she taught. Because like things like I say with the birth control. She took birth control herself. She took it herself. But when it came time that I wanted it, I wasn't worthy. Didn't benefit her. Didn't benefit her for at that time for me to get put on birth control. But it did benefit her more for me to have children. Sounds fucked up. You'd think it would cost her more. And in the end, it is. In the end, it did. In the end, it will. Because in the end, yeah, I have some kids. They're technically her grandchildren. Technically. One's still talking to her. And I guess 1 out of 3 ain't bad. I say that all the time. Got one baby daddy that ain't bad out of 3. 1 out of 3 ain't bad. One and went to the Marine Corps. 1 out of 3 ain't bad. She's got one talking to her. 1 out of 3 ain't bad. If you're playing rock, paper, scissors and it's best 2 out of 3, you know what I mean? If you still win 1 out of 3 ain't bad. You might not have won the war, but I mean, you won a battle, right? 1 out of 3 ain't bad. Still a third. See the lovely thing about it? He might still be talking to her. I don't need him to talk to me. He will. Because I did this lovely thing. I taught my kids to be independent. I taught my kids that it is perfectly okay if they need to take a break from me. Oh, it hurts and it sucks. I don't like it. I don't have to. It ain't about me. Not one fucking bit. It isn't about me. It's about him. He needs time. Our family is very, very traumatic. And he needs time. I don't know how much. I don't know how long it's going to take him. I don't get to decide that. All I can do is I can let him know I love him. I can check in with him. And if he ain't ready to respond to me, well, that's fine. As long as I know he's okay, that's all I need to know. And I got ways of doing that. I don't have to be up his ass. I don't need to. I got ways of knowing my kid's okay. Is he okay? Yep, he's okay. Alright. If he's not okay, I got somebody who will reach out and say, Mama, he ain't okay. She will let me know. Because I don't trust others. I've asked others. I've said, hey, he's your best friend. He is your fucking best friend, and as your best friend, you are responsible for letting me know if something's fucking wrong. Do you understand? He is your best friend. I'm his mama. But he's an adult. He's got to go out and live his own motherfucking life, and I get that. But he's my son, too. And as my son, I unfortunately passed along some stuff. Depression. Some mental stuff. Some other shit. And I've learned the tools, and I have them to help him get through some shit. So if it gets bad enough, if it really gets that bad, and he has times a year that it gets that bad, I have my own. Some of ours coincide. If it gets that fucking bad, you better goddamn motherfucking call me. Do you understand? And the reason I don't trust this person to fucking do that is because time and time again you have failed at doing that. So I got backup. And I trust her. I know she will. She might not want to. And she'll fucking fight against breaking any goddamn trust in any promises that she's made to him to keep her mouth shut. But if it's bad enough, she finds ways. She doesn't even have to say anything. It's just ways she says stuff. So the fact that she's avoiding saying stuff. Because the absence of information is information in itself. Are we understanding yet? Are we getting it? Is how people don't even they're like, but she never said nothing, or he never said nothing. Did you know him? Did you really know the person? Because that's the thing. If you know somebody, they don't have to say something. You ever just seen somebody walking down the street and you can just tell they're not even saying nothing. They're not even walking weird, but you can just know that person's having a bad day. But that person's in a really good mood. You're not even talking to them. They're not saying nothing. They're not giving off any kind of vibe that should be telling you that any of that is true. But you just know. So, one of those other little video clips. Comes from two different perspectives. The first perspective says, my mom's home, and I can tell by her footsteps that she's not in a good mood. We need to quiet down. Flips to the other perspective and says, you can tell what kind of mood your mom is in by her footsteps. Well, I thought that was a people like me thing. And this is another one of those, when I realized not everybody lives in physical pain all the time. And I was like, wait, what? They don't? I was just told that that's just the thing. When I said my back hurt as a kid when I was 5, and I'm like, my back hurts, and they're like, because I didn't realize that my parents had lived in pain too their entire life, because they most likely have the same genetic disorders that I do. So for them, it's been a normal for them, so they've known pain their entire life. So when their kid says, well, I'm in pain, well, It's just part of life, kid. Pain is just part of life. There's people out there that literally don't live in fucking pain, and I'm like, some of the doctors like, well, what's your pain scale? Well, no more than normal. Normal is 0. Not for me, it's not. Normal for me would be for you, which you guys would consider a 5. My 5 is what you guys would consider actually a 10. Let me explain. When the doctor asked me or the nurse asked me to describe my pain, and I say, well, I want to build a guillotine, and I want to find a way that I can heat up the blade for it. I just want to slide certain parts of my body into it and then find a way to like just hit a button to make it activate and then have it come down. So that way it would cauterize my wounds all at the same time as taking off said offensive body part, like my legs are bothering me, my arm, my shoulder, my neck. I want to chop my head off all the time. I'm telling you, it feels like it's going to fucking explode, or my neck has been hurting me, or I can't turn it, and yep, just put it in a guillotine, just chop it all off. If it's not attached, then it can't hurt, right? But then I realized I'm one of those people that get those fucking phantom pains. And I know I would be, because I don't have fucking top teeth. And I get fucking phantom pains in my gums. So I already know that if I chop a fucking body part, I'm gonna have phantom pains. So it wouldn't do me any good. Yeah, apparently, my 5 is y'all's 10. And this nurse looks at me and she's like, and you're moving? You're walking? Are you okay? Obviously I'm not okay, that's why I'm fucking here. I don't have an option but to fucking walk, because if I don't use my muscles, I will fucking lose them. Like, they will deteriorate, they will waste away, I will not have them. Yes, I know this for a fucking fact. That's why the doctor kept sending me to physical therapy, was to get my muscles strengthened back up, and then I have to fucking do these exercises at home, and then it's a whole thing. No, I'm not okay. Keep praying that Death or Anubis, whatever fucking name you want to call that particular, the Reaper, I'm gonna lay down and go to sleep one night, and he's just gonna be like, okay, yep, you don't have to fight no more. You're done. You're good. Your work's over. You're done. And then I wake up the next morning, and I'm like, I thought we had a deal. You said I lay down and go to sleep. You said you reneged. You lied. You said I lay down and go to sleep. You come get me. I got the money. It's sitting on the fucking table. I got your coins for the ferryman. Stop fucking with me. Actually, I got $1. I'll buy my way and somebody else's way in too. I'll be nice. You coming? Like, what the fuck? Apparently, that's a level 10 for a normal person. For me, that's every day. Every day. Every single motherfucking day. Yep, that's my life. Dreaming about cutting body parts off, but knowing that I can't, because even if I did, it'd do no motherfucking good, because I'd still feel the pain. And all of these thoughts stemmed from hearing a group of boys walk by me and say, damn, it's hot out here. On the second day of it actually being above 80. Because again, matter of perspective. They think it's hot. I think it's just now getting warm. My level of pain would put a normal person in the grave. You wouldn't be able to take it. You wouldn't be able to stand it. I don't even think you guys could take a fucking fraction of it. In all fucking honesty. Now, let me give you some. Just a little bit of it. Just to feel a little. I'll give you it. You're lucky I'm not that fucking mean. Some things I wouldn't even wish on my worst goddamn enemy. I don't have to. She already has it. My enemies, I already feel this shit. I don't have to wish anything on them. Karma's a bitch and comes after my fucking enemies all on her own. She's like my best fucking friend. Just saying. I win. I will, in the end. Eventually. But, anyways, remember, perspective. Gotta see shit from somebody else's perspective. I guess for somebody who has circulation and is used to this and grew up around here, I guess it is hot out here today. For somebody who grew up further south and is used to it being way warmer by this point in time, and like by now I would already be on like my couple of weeks in on 80-degree days. I might actually want the AC on, but I don't. Not right now. Right now I'm barely out of a sweatshirt. I am not even ready for shorts yet. And these kids are talking about how hot it is. Boys, I ain't even turned the furnace up yet. What you talking about? Actually, I haven't turned the furnace off yet. It ain't that hot. Y'all never make it in the South. Ever. Don't go further south. I wouldn't do it. You won't be able to handle it. I mean, if you do, you might want to go in the wintertime because I'm telling you. You can't handle the heat of up here in fucking April. You definitely won't be able to handle it down there. Except for maybe in the wintertime. Down there in the wintertime is about like up here in spring and fall. Maybe then. Only then, even then, the water's still way fucking warmer than these Great Lakes. So. Ho'opono, ho'opono. Ho'opono, ho'opono. Ho'opono, 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 ho'opono. Which means, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive. Thank you. Y'all have a great night. Great day. Great whatever. Just really wanted to talk about perspectives. I always think it's funny when I see people with other different perspectives because, I mean, I get it. I get it. I get where they're coming from. They're warm. They're hot. I see guys out here running around without fucking t-shirts on and shit, which I really don't think is fucking fair because if you see a girl out here running around without a t-shirt, all of a sudden, okay, some guys are going to be excited about it because guys and boobies. Others are going to be very upset about it, and they're going to call the police, and they're going to have that woman fucking arrested or ticketed or whatever for indecent exposure because there's babies around. Come on now. And this isn't a society where women aren't allowed to breastfeed out in public because it's offensive and it makes people lose their appetites. It's a fucking baby. It's a baby. Do you take offense when that baby's drinking from a bottle? No. No, you don't. You do know breastfeeding. It goes it goes back further than fucking even humans eating food. Like, food. Besides Adam and Eve, who I'm not going into that. The very first baby ever, so even if you want to go with Adam and Eve, so their children, Cain and Abel, sucked from Eve's breast. She breastfed them. Oh, you remember back when they only covered up with like a fig leaf? Remember that? You think anybody back then gave a fuck that she had that baby up against her boobie and that baby was eating? No. Nudity and sexuality became a thing, with the more that population became a thing. And the only reason why it ever had to become a thing is because actually it's not because of women. It's because men. Because men's little wing wongs, they go from being like this to going like this when they... Let me say 2 words. Let me say 2 words. 2 words. I'm going to say 2 words. Boobies! Pussy. Add a 3rd word in here. Ass. On a female. How many of your men's dicks just got hard? Because all you have to do is even think about it and the wind blow right. Or wrong. Hell, the wind don't even have to blow. You just have to imagine in your head a woman with boobies and a pussy and an ass. And if you're straight, guess what your dick just did? And I'm fully motherfucking covered. So you can't say I'm wearing anything indecent. 2 pairs of pants, 2 shirts, and my undershirt covers more than most fucking bathing suits do. It's not a full tank top, but it's not a fucking bra either. So even if I did take this off, I would still be more covered than I would be if I was in a goddamn fucking bikini top. But if I did, because it looks like a bra, somebody would have a fucking problem with it, unless I was going exercising. Let me go jogging. Let me go over here to the YMCA behind me. Oh, that's perfectly acceptable if you're going to work out. Why? Because, well, when girls go and work out, what happens? Their boobies shake, their asses shake, and it's especially pleasing to the men's eyes if their boobies and their ass shake and they're wearing something tight and that's barely going to fucking keep their shit in. That's why sexuality had to become a fucking problem. And it wasn't because the husband had a problem with looking at his fucking old lady. It was every other goddamn man on this motherfucking planet couldn't keep his eyes to him fucking self and look at his own fucking old ladies. No. Couldn't just be happy with his own. He had to want to go look at the neighbor's wife. Or the one down the street. Or the one that was walking down the street. He had to go and keep looking. And then he wanted to touch. Oh, especially when they could see all that skin. Women started covering up in their husbands and their sons and their brothers, their family, the people who cared about them. And I can actually see where the Arabics got this one. And why the women weren't allowed to go out of their houses without a man of the house being there to protect them. Because it's not because their husband didn't actually trust them. It's not because their husband or their brother or their sons didn't trust them. You know who they don't trust? Every other motherfucking man that lives anywhere near them, that can even look at them, that can even fucking think about touching them. You want to know why they have them covered from head to motherfucking toe? Why they don't really even want them to see their fucking eyes. If they could find a way to veil their eyes and they'd still be able to walk around safely, they fucking would. Why? It has nothing to do with the fact they don't want to see their own fucking their wives' beautiful faces, or their mother, want their sons and daughters and brothers to be able to see upon their women's beautiful faces. Because once they go behind closed doors, they're allowed to unveil. Once they're home, they're allowed to unveil. The reason why that rule fucking came into place was because of how much raping and molesting, kidnapping, and because men started looking at women like we are possessions. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Or so they seem to think. But let me make this one very plain and clear. Human bodies, brains, hearts, souls, head to toe, is nobody's possession except for the person who is in control of it. I am not Robbie's possession. I was never any of my ex's possession, and I have been treated like I was. Robbie does not get to tell me what I get to do and what I don't. Nobody does. Not even the police. Now, they can tell me, if you do this, I'm going to tase you. And then I get to say, if you fucking tase me, God have mercy on your soul, because you just asked the devil to come over here and just pluck you. Tase me. I ain't worried about what you do to me. I'm not. Especially if I'm not doing anything wrong. If you decide that because I'm not doing what you want me to do, that I am when I'm not, you don't get to judge me. And you ain't my motherfucking boss. And that whole phrase, well, are you paying my bills? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. You want to kick me out? Go for it. I'll pack my bags. You want me to get up? I'll go pack my bags. I've said this one over and over and over again to people who've tried to use that as a thing. Well, I pay your bills. Well, I buy your food. I've bought your clothes. Especially when I was a minor. So, hey, fat man. How fast, when you said go ahead and get out, did I go ahead and get out? How fast? Every time. Hey, Pam. How fast, when you said you can go ahead and get out, did I go ahead and get out? Hey, Ted. You didn't even tell me to get out. I told you I was leaving. Why'd I tell you I was leaving? Because how many times did I tell you I didn't want that fucking shit around me anymore? I wanted to be done with it. I wanted to be done with it. I wanted to be done with it. And what'd you keep bringing in the door? And then on top of that, I said I wasn't going to get it for you anymore. All I wanted was one little fucking cheap-ass pack of cigarettes. One. After I'd worked for you all fucking weekend on that fucking clean-out. And what was the one thing you couldn't do? One thing you couldn't fucking give me? After you said you would. So again, another fucking renege. And then you turned around and asked me to go find you. What? And they told me, Now, where did I do with it? Oh. You gotta love it when you lose your motherfucking mind. I didn't lose my mind, I just didn't come back inside. But I've had that. I pay your bills. I paid my own. I buy your food. I bought my own. I pay for your habits. Okay? And if you didn't, I guess I would quit, huh? I said I wanted to. Didn't I? I know, I'm smoking a cigarette. No, I'm not going back to them, it's just every once in a while. Hey, but look, I did not get Marlboros this time. LDs. Ain't bad. But seriously, dumbass shit to use over somebody's head. Now, it was all fine and dandy for these people to do this. Or like, how about, it was okay for my mom and even my ex's mom to, like, when we were kids, wake up, we had chores that we didn't get done for whatever, like maybe our homework went over, or it wasn't even my part of the chores. I got my part done. My brothers didn't do theirs, but like Pam didn't know that or whatever it was. Didn't give a fuck. She gets home in the middle of the night. There's still fucking chores to do. She didn't give a fuck that they didn't do theirs. All I know is all of us got woke up. And all of us had to do the rest of the chores. Didn't matter. I'm like, but Mom, I already did mine. She didn't care. Mom, I already did mine and my homework. And I had done something fucking else I wasn't even supposed to have to do. But because I didn't go ahead and just do their chores, but why should I have to do their chores? Those were their chores. Why did you wake me up to do their chores? Wake them up. I don't give a fuck. But you woke me up. So now and then I have kids. And now it's going on like 3 years that I'm on the same battle of trying to get this kid to do dishes. He don't want to do them. He just doesn't want to do them. It's not that he doesn't know how to do them. He just doesn't want to. But this one particular night, I had said at like 7:30, can you go do that small little load of dishes and sink? Seriously, it was like 5 plates, a handful of fucking silverware, and whatnot. He got up and he went to the fucking kitchen. Started doing them. Walked away. At like 9:30, I walked in the kitchen and seen they weren't done. He went in the kitchen again. Fucked around in the kitchen for a good hour. Okay, and then he's like, oh, I'm going to bed. So he goes to bed. At like 12 o'clock, I walked in the kitchen again. Not a single motherfucking dish was done. All he had done was go in there and rattle them around and make some motherfucking noise and run some water. So he wasted water, wasted time, did nothing. Just wasted. So not only are we 3 years in, but now we are 3 times in on, he was supposed to, I've already fucking asked. I'd already asked the first time, then I asked the second time when he went in there the first time. And then the third time I asked was when at 9:30. At midnight, I'm pissed. At midnight, I'm mad. And at midnight, I don't give a fuck if this kid has school the next day. At midnight, at this point, I am just triggered in, and the only thing that's coming in my head is what my mother did to me and what his mother did to my ex's dad, or did to him. And we both looked at each other and said the same motherfucking thing. Go wake him up. I'm not doing this. I've told him before if he fucking kept doing this shit, I was gonna wake him up. Go wake him up. Same as if you kept fucking putting dirty dishes in the fucking strainer and you kept putting dirty dishes in the fucking into the cabinet, I'm going to pull them all out and you are going to wash every fucking one of them. And if I find another dirty dish in the fucking cabinet again, I'm redoing it again. I'm pulling them all back out. You're rewashing them until they fucking get clean. Because I'm done. I'm done with pulling fucking a dish out of the fucking cabinet and it's dirty. I don't mean it's got some soap residue or some fucking water spots. I mean it's still got fucking food on it. Like, you can tell exactly what meal was ate on that shit, and that meal had been ate, like, fucking a week beforehand. That ain't clean. What the fuck did you do? Did you just rinse water over it? Like, is that how you fucking washed it? No, we ain't doing this. Go get him up. And you get to sit up with him, because he's your son. And I can actually say that, because guess what? They might be our kids between them. Between the two of us. We might be raising them together. But this one, I was not there for. Your wing wong did not go in my hoo-hoo to make that particular wham-wham. I've been helping you raise this child for 3 years. And yes, as a couple, that's what we agreed to do. But at the same time, this time, it's time for Daddy. Big Daddy to step the motherfuck up and do your part of this, because Big Mama's tired. I'm going fucking bed. I'm done. He ain't listening to me. Maybe he'll listen to you. Ain't that what it's all about? You got that voice. You supposed to be the man of the house. Then why you always leaving it on the woman's shoulders? Why, if I say, stop at Kroger's and take the money order out for rent. Okay, I'll do that. And then you get home and I say, did you take the money order out for rent? No, I'll do it later. No, you won't. We're going to end up spending that fucking money. And it's not we. It was he was going to end up spending that fucking money. And he's going to tell me we didn't fucking have it. they're gonna want rent. They're gonna look at me like, where's the rent? I'm like, what's in his bank account? Well, it was in his bank account. We had it all in one fucking lump sum. All he had to do was go get the goddamn money order. Did he? Guess how far away Kroger's was from his work. He didn't even have to get in his fucking truck before he left work to get the money order. You know, Kroger's is like, you know, you have the shopping center Kroger's are in, and then you have the parking lot, and then you have like little stores on the outside. Yeah, he just had to walk across the Kroger parking lot from where he worked at. Walk in the fucking store, up to the service desk, get the goddamn motherfucking money order. All he had to do. That was it. He could have done it on his lunch break. He could have done it while he's waiting on parts. I don't know how many times in the day I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, just sitting here waiting on parts, watching videos. So why don't you walk across the parking lot, up to the service counter at fucking Kroger, and get the money order for the rent? No, now we're 3 weeks later because, again, a weekend and a week and a week and a week. And now I'm getting mad because we are at the end of the fucking month. Next month's rent is about to fucking be due, and we're just now paying this month's. If we're not paying 2 months at the same time, or paying the month before, and then having to fucking pay the next month, the next week. Because, why? Because Jessica had to go and get pissed off and throw a goddamn hissy fit because the man of the house isn't actually doing what the man of the house is supposed to be fucking doing. So yeah, you get to stay up with your son and make sure that those dishes fucking get clean. I'm going to bed. Good night. Because like I said, that's not my son. For those who want to throw up in my face again, all of the things that they did for me, let's review all of the fucking things I did for you. All up until I did one motherfucking thing that you didn't like and you didn't agree with. But let me ask you a question. Where the fuck were you? I went back and reviewed those fucking messages. I went back and reviewed those fucking shit that you said on Facebook. On live feeds. I went back. So let's review this. Were you at that house? Were you in that trailer? Where were you for those 3 years that boy lived with us? Hell, where the fuck was his dad? You know, the man that was supposed to be there to help take care of him, where was he? He was gone. He left in the morning. He didn't come back till after fucking 7, 8 o'clock at night. He would be awake for less than 2 hours with those kids. The one that lived with us fucking full time. And then on the weekends, everybody and their fucking brother had a job for the man to do. So guess who was still there to take care of those kids in that house? Guess who was left being the one on the phone making those phone calls to pay the bills? Yeah, the house was a fucking wreck. Why? Well, because there was always like 10 motherfucking people in it. And you know how hard it is to keep up with 10 goddamn motherfucking people, even when you're OCD? The only reason the house was ever as clean as it motherfucking was because, hi, I'm OCD. And I couldn't stand it being the fucking mess that it was. So yeah, I was trying to teach them kids how to take care of themselves because one of these days they are going to move out. And they ain't going to have the money to fucking pay a maid to come in and clean it. And they ain't going to have their mama because their mama, well, we already know how their mama is. There's a reason those kids went to live with their dad. There's a reason she signed them over with no fight. She said, here, take them, please. I can't do it. I don't want them. And I said, I'll take them. Bring them here. Here, fuck that. I'll come get them. Didn't I? Yes, I did. Did you? No, you didn't. You know what you said? The entire fucking time I was with that man? Jessica, keep your mouth shut. You're just going to make things worse. Jessica, keep your mouth shut. You're just going to make things worse. No, you know what made things worse? Jessica keeping her mouth shut. That kept those kids in that house for years. With their stepdaddy and their mother beating on them. Degrading them. The daughter's still there. She's still playing little mama to her younger siblings. The ones that are still in the house. She's still playing maid. Along with keeping a fucking, Straight A fucking grade point average and shit. That girl's a motherfucking rock star. That's what you did. You stayed in your little fucking house down there in Cincinnati, you and the sisters. Well, the sisters are scattered. Kept your motherfucking mouth shut. And the one saying, let me hear about a child being abused and I'll go do something. What the fuck did you do? Nothing. You did shit. Shut your fucking mouth and don't ever fucking say a goddamn thing like you're gonna do nothing. What you gonna do, drive up here to Michigan? Because you didn't do shit. You didn't do nothing. You walked the fuck away. You stayed away. You didn't drive to Indiana and beat your ex-sister-in-law's ass. You didn't drive to Indiana and beat her new husband's ass. You knew those kids were being abused. You know who did something? Jessica. Jessica did. Yeah, and it left one hell of a fallout for you all now, didn't it? And that's what you got pissed off about. And that was why you told Jessica to leave her mouth shut. Because you didn't want the fallout that was going to happen when somebody finally did. I'm not sorry. Y'all should have done it your fucking selves. One of you should have walked up in Kelly Shepard's fucking house, knocked that motherfucking bitch out, told those kids to get in the motherfucking car, and took them the fuck up out of there. Did you? No. Guess who did? Jessica. Jessica and Cook. She did that. She did that. That's who did that. I'm not sorry. Are those kids still in that fucking living environment? Nope, Skylar's gonna turn 18 here in just a couple months, and that girl gets the choice to move the fuck away. Thank heavens. Run your mouth some more. Tell me how I'm nothing but a user and an abuser. At least, I didn't neglect. Now did I? No, I took on your responsibilities. Ooh, let's talk about that one. Let's talk about that. I took on your responsibilities. Oh, I took on your son and your grandsons. And then I said something that one didn't like. I called the other one out on some bullshit behavior. Ooh. How about that? Y'all didn't have no fucking problem with me until I said, I've had enough. Now you got a problem? Now you got an issue. I said I ain't dealing with it no more. I ain't fixing your fucking problems for you anymore. Because you all want what? And then you guys stood over me as I sat in a motherfucking chair that night on that back porch. All of you are 6 foot tall or taller. And you stood over my little 5'9" ass as I sat in a chair. And then you blame me for scaring the baby. That baby was coming to me because I wasn't the one he was afraid of. His grandmother, his grandfather, his mother, and even his favorite uncle, who were acting like bullies, that's who he was afraid of that night. I'm not the one who needs to apologize to Vonnie. You are. Go look in your own motherfucking mirrors at your own motherfucking selves when you want to call somebody ghetto. I'm fucking Southern, assholes. Get it motherfucking right. I ain't no goddamn motherfucking ghetto. I might be street smart and I might have lived in the fucking ghetto, but honey, I am Southern. I'm Southern Belle when I'm happy. And I am motherfucking Southern hell when I'm pissed. And guess what? At you all, I'm pissed. I'm mad.
Y'all were supposed to be this perfect little family, and guess what? You're not. The daddy's an alcoholic. The mother's an enabler. She thinks she's all hot shit because she knows all these big smart words. Okay. The youngest daughter? You want to call somebody ghetto? Really? Your boyfriend's a fucking rapper who hasn't made any money from it. But he spends all that time in the fucking, in the booth, right? Right? But you call me ghetto? You called me ghetto. Last time I checked, I'm not the one living in the fucking actual ghetto of Cincinnati. I haven't been. I've never lived in the ghettos of Cincinnati. I lived on the outskirts, darling. Never lived in the ghetto of Dayton. Lived on the outskirts. I lived in the better districts. Thank you. Your mama lives on the north side, like literally 5 seconds out of downtown. You don't live much further. You actually live in more of the ghetto than your mother does. Call somebody ghetto again. Go look in the motherfucking mirror, bitch. You talking about yourself? Oh, I forgot. When people see me, they only see a reflection of themselves. Thank you. Thank you very much. Next time somebody wants to insult me, just stop. Stop. Turn around. Go find a reflection and then say that to yourself. Because that's how you actually feel about you, not me. I don't accept negative energy anymore. We now reverse that and send it right back to you. I walk with peace and love. Because that's what I have for myself. I have peace and love for myself. What I don't have for the rest of the world is that if you want to come at me with negative energy, I don't have that. I'm going to accept it. I have like this shield that I've put around me that I've asked higher powers for, the universe for, and they said, yeah, we're down with that. We're down with it. I've kind of come to the conclusion that that's why my phone don't ring no more, except for from people who actually just have nothing but love for me. The only people who've been able to contact me are people who I know have absolutely nothing but love for me. So, I hope y'all have a great day. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive. Thank you. Peace out.